The way you vote in Georgia could change dramatically this year. Tonight, Senate Republicans pushed through a complete overhaul of the state's voting system.
And that could mean hand-marked paper ballots, assigned polling locations, all before the May primary. Atlanta News First, Abby Casores has a look at what's going on there. And Abby, you were in that packed committee room today. What happened?
That meeting got heated. Republicans say that Georgia's voting system is compromised and they're fixing it, while Democrats say that this is chaos by design. And voters that we heard from, well, they're split on either side.
A long line snaked around a small meeting room, packed with people waiting hours to weigh in.
I bring before you Senate Bill 568.
State Senator Greg Dolezal's bill would force a dramatic shift. Early voters assigned to specific locations, no more choosing. Hand-marked paper ballots instead of touchscreens, public voter lists before each election. Counties that don't maintain voter rolls fined up to $10,000 per offense.
We are on a collision course as it relates to how we vote in Georgia elections.
Dolezal says the current equipment is compromised and these changes need to take effect this year before the general election in November.
I know that there were thousands of missing ballot images in the November 2020 election in Fulton County, and that the recount that was done in Fulton County was a sham.
9-year poll worker Betsy Shackelford says the timeline's impossible. The changes would create chaos.
This is not the time to do a massive change in systems.
Republicans pushed through another controversial bill, which would make 5 Metro Atlanta district attorney races nonpartisan. All 5 currently held by black women. DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston says if it's important, apply it to all DAs.
That is reducing the voice at the ballot box.
Democrats tried amending the bills, pushing changes to 2027. They failed. Every vote, straight party lines. Minority Leader Harold Jones called the bills baseless.
We're changing the whole way we vote for basically 14 total complaints.
Bottom line, voters could vote 2 different ways in 1 year. In May, they would be able to vote at any location in their county, and in November, their assigned location and using paper ballots. This bill was then directly sent to the Senate Rules Committee, and we expect it could be brought up to the Senate floor for a vote anytime this week. Live at the state capitol, Abby Casores, Atlanta News First.